Alrighty. Hello, Virgo. Virgo, this is your love reading for March. Alright, so first card that I pulled out here is the King of Cups in reverse. To further explain that, is indulgence. In the reverse, excuse me, the Eight of Cups. So the first thing that popped in my head when I saw the King of Cups here in reverse was Cancer. Cancer energy was flashing in my head. And I feel like this was talking about a low vibrational Cancer. Somebody that was very moody. Just more negative in general, not like, more like they're always like, well, what if this happened or what if that happened, and you know, just like always thinking the worst type of vibe. And those blockages in effect, because by nature Cancers are very intuitive, even psychic, because they're so in touch with their emotions, being a water sign. But you know, as with crabs, they have that hard shell, that hard exterior, and this King of Cups here in the reverse is, that's what I get just like, they end up putting up they end up creating boundaries that aren't intentional, because they're actually blockages because they get so sucked in and lost in the negativity that they hinder themselves from their true capabilities of what they're naturally inclined to, you know, have access to. And then to further explain that is indulgence in, or the Eight of Cups in reverse. And I feel like this is saying, so coming from the Virgo perspective, like, you recognize this energy for what it was. Like, they had the potential to be the King of Cups in the upright, but instead they were always very negative and negatively oriented and doom and gloom and in lack. And you can see here the little gray area. So that's like, you know, in Photoshop when there's nothing in the background, that's what you see. So like, there's an illusion happening here, but it's in the reverse. So I feel like this is saying that Virgo recognized this energy and recognized the illusion that was happening with this low vibrational King of Cups energy. And the illusion came from excessive, like, partying, drinking, anything that could possibly distract Virgo from seeing the truth. But because it's in the reverse, I feel like it's saying, like, Virgo recognized that for what it was. Maybe not at first, but eventually, yes. And to further drive that home is this Six of Wands in reverse. So, you know, this is like, it's saying it's not a victory, but it wasn't bloody and messy and awful as it could have been. It could have been a lot worse. So I feel like there's like a loss happening, but it was unavoidable. Because there wasn't enough people trying for victory. Like here, there's a whole bunch of people in the cards, but in the reverse, that would imply that there was just like maybe one person fighting for it, and not both people really fighting for it. So this was just inevitable to like end, fail, whatever. Okay, so that's that. So then the next set of cards here, these two came out together. And that's the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. And you see, this is the Eight of Cups and this is the Eight of Cups in different decks here. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm using the Astro Tarot deck. That's these cards here. And these bigger cards down here is the Urban Tarot. And the smaller cards, these ones, vice versa deck, in case you wanted to know. So I feel like here, this is almost like talking about like you putting the cups down, which like talks about how like maybe there was a time when there like you actually did indulge this type of energy, like you kind of went with it knowing that it wasn't going anywhere, and there was definitely drinking and partying happening. But this is talking about leaving behind the darkness, the heaviness, and moving towards the light. And even here with the Ten of Pentacles, it's the same thing. She's not necessarily moving towards the light. The light is being shined on her, because the Ten of Pentacles is like the glow up card. It's the end of a cycle, but it's like literally having everything you could need or want, especially like physically or financially. So with these two cards together, I feel like you were like, this situation and this energy isn't serving me in any capacity no longer, and it's time to move on. So that's what you did. And to further explain that is the Five of Cups in reverse, and it says disappointment. So the action that you took here, because you realized your that you were just done with that you were at the end of that cycle, and that you were looking towards your needs and the things that you felt completed you, that didn't rely on someone else to complete that. It was something that you were doing. You weren't disappointed by the actions that you took, dear Virgo. And to go further into all that, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Again, that Cancer energy showing, like, to me, this is like that fuckboy energy. You're just like, I may not be, like, I don't know, like this is like an old lady with saggy tits, and you know, here's an attractive young woman, whatever. But in any case, you may not be everyone's cup of tea, and to some people you may look like this, and to some people you might look like this, but your worth isn't based on anything outside of you. So this getting approval from this type of energy, this fleeting love, temporary love that's just never gonna last or stick around, that Cancer energy, the fuck is that? Damn gnat. Sorry you had to witness that. It had to be done. These gnats get in my cat's water fountain. It's disgusting. Anyway, never heard of somebody having a gnat problem, but I have a gnat problem. Anyway, yeah, this fuckboy energy doesn't phase you. It doesn't enter your world. Like, you're literally moving on to bigger and better things. And the last set of cards that came out here is these two cards came out together. So it was the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Fool in reverse. So Six of Pentacles talks about like equal give and take. It's in the reverse, and it's just like either what you were getting, you know, in this situation wasn't what you were putting in, or you weren't really getting anything at all. Doesn't matter what you were putting in. So, or at least that's what it progressed to that made you decide that you were going to move on. And I think this is saying with the Fool in reverse is like there were probably things, you know, from backtracking to like this energy, that you purposely ignored because you didn't want to deal with, which is foolish. And I feel like this is saying, you know, you were done with that energy, with being naive, with purposely putting on the blinders, like to the point where you're completely oblivious, just la-di-da, la-di-da. And then, okay, just I pulled this card last, so that's the order we're going to go in. And then to further explain these two cards is the Four of Swords, which is truce. So Four of Swords usually talks about like rejuvenating, rest, healing, because you are getting the necessary rest that you weren't getting previously. But with this card, it says truce, and there are four swords meeting in the center. It's actually like, what is that, like the UN something, right? I feel like that's what that looks like, which is interesting, because this isn't that kind of reading, but that's just in there. So I kind of feel like maybe the other party involved here realized that there was nothing they could do or say to bring it back to this lottie like bullshit reality, and they know they're being called on their shit, so they're putting up that I give up, I put my hands up, I'm gonna let things be as they are, but I don't hate you type of vibe, but like I get it type of vibe. Like, you know, like it's like a mutual, like even though it wasn't mutual in the end, it's like, okay, I get it. Right, because you're not gonna let the bullshit slide in, and you both parties know that there wasn't an equal give and take, and they're like, okay, you call me on my shit. And then to further explain that is like this third party situation. It's in the reverse. So this is like I feel like the main energy which made this like the low vibrational, like the disconnect and the boundaries and things that were happening unintentionally or whatever, is because there was dishonesty happening and there was third parties involved. And it's like, okay, I'm throwing up, putting down my swords. I'm not gonna fight you because the person that did wrong knows that they did wrong, and the person that allowed it to continue to happen but decided to stop it from happening knows that they did wrong, and they also had a role to play in that wrongdoing. But they're putting a stop to it, or they've already put a stop to it, and there's no going back to that. Okay, so that was the outcome of all this. So final messages. And we got the third Eight of Cups. We got the third Eight of Cups. This flew out on the floor. This is walking away, walking away, walking away. Doesn't matter which direction you're going in. This Eight of Cups is in the reverse. That Eight of Cups is in the upright. This Eight of Cups, the light's behind them. This Eight of Cups, the light is seeing the fake and putting that on display. this Eight of Cups is like a spiritual Eight of Cups moving towards it. So it's like it doesn't matter what direction you found yourself facing, it was inevitable for this walking away, this leaving this situation behind. It was absolutely inevitable. And this Eight of Cups is kind of like there's like almost like a sense of regret, because it's like this kid's looking at somebody who's about to leave or sees what they really want to go after, and they're not what they are trying to go after. They're trying to go after the mamma jamma, something that's all new, something that's different, something that's amazing, something that's fucking celestial and godsend and like just once in a lifetime type of shit. And it's surrounded in light. Here we got the sun again, the light. There is a sense of regret, but you know, the beautiful thing about kids is they're very resilient. They recover very quickly. But they do feel intensely and deeply, because most of the times when they feel something, it's like for the first time. So somebody's feeling something for the first time that they never felt before, and it was because of this situationship that happened. And here we have Major Arcana, Death. Here, this card literally came up in the last Virgo reading I posted about finances, but it was in the reverse. So here we go. We have it. Well, this is a further confirmation, one, that this situation needed to end, because here's death. Death is an ending, but the next phase after death is a new beginning, a new birth, a new life, a new transformation. But we're at the death stage here, and this particular death stage, these merchants are trying to present death these trinkets to show that these are their greatest riches, and that they're trying to repent for the lifestyles that they lived, where they worshipped material things instead of spiritual things, and they did things that were not ethical. So they're trying to make up for it here. And that's why there wasn't victory. It was too little too late. Too little too late just came to mind with this energy here. There was and they're being judged. They were judged, and that's why this happened. That's why Virgo had to walk away. Virgo had to walk away. Because didn't matter what angle there was to look at it, there was just so many things that judgment had to be called on. But here we have the sun in the background. It could be the moon, but if it's the moon, it's got a weird coloring. So we have the sun in the background with a naked chick dancing, and it's like a portal. There's two. This is actually a tower. These are two towers in the back. The tower card. There's two of them, but they're intact. So there's a potential for greatness here. But you have to get through this judgment first. And we already touched on that. And what about the last set of cards here? What came out? We got the Magician in reverse. Is this cut off? Magician in reverse and the Seven of Cups in the upright. Let me just look at these other cards. So I think what this is saying is that the final choice hasn't been made. I mean, it says there's a truce here. But something isn't being seen here. Something isn't being understood here. Something is purposely being hidden. Not the right time, I heard. Timing is everything. To catch a picture like that with a shooting star, timing is everything. Hold on, let me think about this. I don't know. Maybe this is just a message to me, like trying to get an insight on what the outcome will be as far as love goes. Is I feel like it's saying it can't be known at this time, and the reason why is because there is the whole picture isn't being seen or understood or expressed. There's things being hidden. Something's being hidden. What? I don't know. Something in the sky. Okay. I don't know. Like he's looking up kind of towards the sky. He's looking out towards the horizon. And he's blocking our view from what he sees. And we can't see what he sees, and he can't see it either because he's actually blind. And if you could see that, he's blind. He has the whites of his eyes are he can't see shit. But there's like cups floating in front of him. Pay attention, because maybe you could possibly witness a miracle. Maybe you could be a part of the miracle. Hoity-toity supernatural type shit. I don't know. Oh, maybe dreams. Something with dreams. And maybe during meditative state, something would be revealed. Something in dreams, something in something in when you're accessing alternate realms of reality, which we have access to. We just have to tune into it. We have to match our frequency to it in order to interact with it. That doesn't mean that we're not physically here when we do that. It just means that our point of attention is on that frequency, and that's how we match our frequency to it. Anyway, I don't know why all that just came out, because this is supposed to be about a love reading, but I think maybe this is saying that right now Virgos really aren't too concerned if you're not currently in a relationship, which is what this is saying, this reading is saying. So for the single Virgos out there, that your concern isn't about being in a relationship. Maybe it's more about self-love, which I'm always talking about, so that makes sense. Maybe it's more about seeing what most don't see when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. Or maybe you fucking gnats. God That is so disgusting. Keep distracting me. Yeah, they're little devils. Fucking nuts. I don't know what I was just talking about. So with that, I'm going to end the reading, and I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for coming by my channel. I'm trying to post more signs, more individual sign readings, not just collective readings, but I'm not going to force it. If it flows, it flows. And then I'll post it. If it doesn't flow and it just is all over the place, I'm not going to post it. But that's my journey. Anyway, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope it was useful. And for the Virgos out there actively seeking love, trust that the universe is working with you, and that when you are ready for it, it will manifest in your reality, in your life. If you're not ready for it and you force it, you're going to end up with somebody that isn't a match, which is just going to cause conflict and turmoil in your life. So trust that the universe or God or Buddha or whatever religion you hail to, whatever beliefs you hail to, the higher power always has your back and always has your highest good in mind. So if you allow yourself to flow with it, it will unfold like dropping a pebble in a pond, and the ripples caress the surface and create beautiful patterns. And if you're a speck on that pattern, maybe you have a clue and maybe you don't. But trust that everything is as it should be, and that when certain things align, that is when the ripples stop and you find yourself in a new place, in a new area, in a new space, in a new energy, and new situations and people to interact with. And I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go. All right, bye.